Hello, I'm Tim Dixon. I'm 24 years old and I live here in Salinas, California in the United States of America with my lovely wife, Laura. Today I'd like to tell you about my education, my experience working with children, my teaching style, my experience in other countries outside of the United States, and why I want to teach in South Korea. To begin, my education. I went to Principia College, which is near St. Louis, Missouri, which is in the very center of the United States. I got my Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Anthropology because I wanted to learn more about people and how they work. For my experience with children, while I was in college, I did an internship with an organization called Raven, which focuses on nonviolent education. So I worked with high school boys in a nearby town to my college, and I taught a curriculum on nonviolent education and how to deal with their anger issues without lashing out. Last year I was also a Sunday school teacher in my church here in California, and I taught a group of 8-year-old to 10-year-old students lessons on the Bible and lessons on God. I was also, back in high school, one of my very first jobs, I was a tour guide for a historical house called Orchard House. It was the house back in the 1800s where Louisa May Alcott lived, who is an American author. She wrote Little Women, a very popular book. So I led tour groups of people from the nearby area, from all over the world, and of all different ages. And each day was a totally new group. I would teach them about the house itself, about the history of the times in the area, and about Louisa May Alcott herself and her family as well. For my teaching style, my mom actually was my teacher when I was very young, and she taught me lessons on all different sorts of things. In the United States, there's something called homeschooling, and which is popular in some areas, so I was actually taught at home by my mom. She made me really, really excited about learning in general. My grandmother was also a teacher for many, many years. It was her profession that she taught 10-year-olds in school. So whenever she came over, she would teach us all about nature, and it was always an educational experience whenever she came over. So she instilled in me a great love for learning and for teaching as well. My traveling experience, I studied abroad in Nepal, which is right above India, for 2.5 months, and we lived in the culture and learned about how the country works and about the culture of Nepal. So I'm very excited to live in another culture, and I know what it feels like, so I'm not worried about it. Finally, why do I want to teach English in South Korea? I know the school system is very highly regarded there, which means it's very organized, and that makes me really excited to have a good framework for teaching. I also know that the students are very, very dedicated to learning, and I hope they will be as dedicated to learning as I am to teaching. So that's why I'm very excited to teach in South Korea. Thank you very much for your time.